All right, hey YouTube, welcome to the Top D Kings channel. We are here today with Sultai Control, not Ultimatum, Sultai Control. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for subscribing. If you're new, go ahead if you like. By the time you're done watching, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the content. But yeah, let's get into. Oh, always before I get into the deck tech, always check the description of the video because it has the deck list, the portable deck list, PC, mobile version, whatever. It has all the information that you want to know in there if you want to follow me on Twitter or whatnot, stuff like that. But check the description. Hopefully you enjoy the deck intro and let's get it right into it. All right, so like I said, this is Sultai Control. This is not the ultimatum version or anything like that. This is just pretty much using the high cost cards at the end game to win the game. So Elder, Yorion, and Koma. And the way we get to those creatures is we ramp. So we have Cultivator, we have Binding on the Gods, we have Wolf of Haven. So we could ramp up to them a little bit faster. So that's good. So let's start off in the beginning. So 2 Disdainful Strokes because against all the Yorion decks, since it's a best of 3 deck, all the Yorion decks, 2 mana counterspell, great card. I'm only running 2 Majority Disruptions. I know a lot of decks are running 4s. I mean, I guess the hard control ones are running 4, but I'm only running here 2 because, like, the Sultai decks are ramping, so this later than, say, turn 3 becomes a useless card, so it just becomes a land. So that's why I'm only running 2. 4 Omens, obviously, we're playing a Yorion deck. 3 Eliminates, 4 Heartless Acts. I have it this way because um, Heartless Act kills more cards, obviously, and people are going away from putting counters on creatures at the moment, other than white. So that's why Heartless Act more important than Eliminate at the moment. For Wolf of Willow Haven, just so we could ramp here. 3 Mystical Disputes is another counterspell, cheap counterspell. So it's against Sultai Ultimatum, against rogue decks. Those are really the only decks. I mean, not the only decks, but those are the major decks you'll see on the best of 3 ladder. Callous Blood Mage, it looks like a very interesting and good card, so that's why I want to try it. Like against rogues, you can use the Exile Graveyard effect. Against like an aggro deck, you could create the 1/1 Black Pest, and so that way when it dies, you gain a life. Against control decks, you could draw a card and lose a life. And then we could blink it with Yorion and then use it again. So that's why I want to give it a try. If this card wasn't out, I probably would be using something like the Landward Visionary, but this has Landward Visionary's effect. I mean, it doesn't give you the mana, but it gives you all these other 3 effects that are good against certain decks. 2 Elspeth Nightmares, I want to see their hand, good against rogues. 1 Predation, so I could see, like, once again, see their hand, it's a land. 1 main deck Necromancia. This is obviously because Sultai Ultimatum is the number 1 played deck in best of 3, and it's creeping up to become the best number 1 played deck in best of 1. So this is a good card to it's called put your matchup against the Sultai Ultimatum decks in your favor greatly. You draw this, you call out Emergent Ultimatum, and now they're playing 1-for-1 against you. They're not going to be able to beat you. 1 Baleful Mastery. This card's actually really good. I'm gonna give it a try. Whoa, that's interesting. It says if the cost was okay, but yeah, you can exile any creature or planeswalker for 2. Otherwise, it costs 4. Obviously, I don't want to use the 2, so they draw a card. But in case clutch moments, you might have to. 3 Extinction Event. This is my board wipe choice. 2 Chariots. I want to see how many. I mean, this card's obviously good if it stays unchecked and you could create tokens. But the cool thing, the reason why I'm running this also is because you can chain it with this guy. So let's say they kill your 2 tokens, right? Then you can cast this guy, make a 1/1 Black Pest token, you animate, and then copy and make another Pest token. So that's why we're running Chariot, so that way we could use it with Callous Blood Mage, as well as just creating the tokens off itself. And with another trigger here is, since I'm playing Elder Gargaroth, I can also make copies of the 3/3 Beast token. So we have multiple ways of making tokens off Chariot. So even if the tokens die from its own self, we could create tokens from Callous, or we could create tokens from Elder. Obviously, for Binding the Gods, this card's amazing. Obviously, destroys any non-land permanent, ramps you. I mean, the death touch part doesn't matter, but ramps you and destroys any non-land permanent. You can blink it with Yorion, keep you reusing it. Cultivator is great against the aggro matchups. It gets you an untapped land. It's a 3/4 body, 4 mana. It ramps you, body, and then you can blink it with Yorion. Elder Gargoth. So this is our win condition package here. It's Elder Gargoth, Yorion, and Koma. That's why I have a 2-2-2 split on them. Obviously, you have a companion, so you technically have 3 Yorions, but you know, 2-2-2-2. Nothing special about the lands. I mean, we got some new lands, the Snarls. If I didn't have the Snarls, I could easily just run the Temple, the Scry lands, but I'd rather have my lands come in untapped rather than tapped. Sideboard's nothing really special here. I mean, we got Clings, we have Duresses, Eliminates, this guy, and then so this is, I know it's so weird now because you have to have, you know, a best of 1 and a best of 3 sideboard, but this deck is best built for best of 3. I haven't tuned it, so do not automatically think that this sideboard is best of 1 sideboard and this whole thing is best of 3 sideboard. That's not how it works. But I mean, you could obviously do it, but that's not, theoretically, no, because I haven't played this on best of 1 yet. I've only played it on best of 3 so far, and so far it's been doing really well for me in best of 3. So scratch the best of 1 sideboard, just think of it as best of 3. But here's the deck. Let's go into some matches and see how we do. All right, let's go play some Sultai Control in Standard best of 3. See how we do with this deck. Let's see if we can beat some ultimatum decks, because I'm assuming that's all we're gonna really be playing against. So let's see how Sultai Control does against that. Art style, huh? Well, if we lose this, we drop out of the numbers. I mean, we haven't played ranked in a while, so kind of unfortunate. Oh, I mean, I think I have to keep because I have 3 lands. I mean, it kind of sucks that they all come in tapped, but what are we playing against here? So lead with the Triome. I think we're playing against Rogues right off the bat, huh? Ooh, no. Rogues does not play Opt. Interesting. That's a cool art. I like that. Blue-red. Interesting. Okay, so blue-red, huh? To play this, to play this. All right, let's see if this gets countered. I guess it didn't get countered. Interesting. Is he a more... Okay. Well, I guess you could do that too. So he's just snow control. So you're just snow control, huh? So I could play this, and then I could play this, but I could also try to do this again and see if that resolves. He's just snow control here, looks like. What with Opt? So the plays I could do here is either play Fable Passage and then hold up Jordy, or I could play Jordy and try do Wolfhaven again on here. If I mean, doing this way, then it sets up for this. So that I could try to do maybe turn 4 here. Yep. Because I need mana, so I'm thinking I need to do this first. I mean, I'm at 20, so I'm sure he has a bunch of counter spells in his hand. Well, had I known I would have drew that, obviously, then I wouldn't have done what I did. I would have held up Jordy for this. All right, so 2, 3, 4. We could go up to 5 mana, huh? This doesn't resolve. Is that bad of a situation? Maybe. I could just throw out Nightmare, but Nightmare might not do anything. I guess I'm just gonna throw out Nightmare. Pretend like I have a counter spell. I want to see what's in his hand. Obviously, I'm pretty sure this gets countered. So does this, most likely. And since I have 2 Nightmares here, I'd rather have it. Lofty Denial. Wow. That's not something I was expecting. Alrighty then, opponent. Alrighty. So then he's just blue-red flyers, I guess? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's gonna play Goldspan Dragon here, I guess. Interesting. I am... Bone Crusher. That's fine. Cast Bone Crusher. Even better. I actually don't need to crack that yet. So let's draw first. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We can Extinction here and just remove everything. I think that might just be better. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's just Extinction. Get rid of Odd. I'll play this and pretend like I'm still holding up a counterspell here. Opt? Sure. Maybe he just has a bunch of like Frostbites in his hand too. Okay, well, that's a good one. I need to draw, let's see, 2, 3, 4. I would love to draw a land here. I mean, okay. Okay. All right, let's play Cultivator. See if this gets countered or not. We still have Baleful in case he does a Faceless Haven or something, animates it. I'm gonna go grab blue here, obviously, because I have a lot of green. I would obviously... Now I can actually play the Nightmare. I'm gonna hold up Baleful Mastery just to be safe. See, a couple of Frostbites, just as I thought. Okay. I'm probably just gonna take the damage from Faceless Haven then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the damage from Faceless Haven. And then I don't want him to draw a card. He only has one card in his hand. Storm Twig, sure. Yeah, so he's blue-red like flyers. Okay. One top. All right, so now I don't need another land, so I'm gonna crack this. I'm gonna go grab a black mana here. And then we'll draw. Okay. Then let's play... That leaves us 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Leaves us 4 mana, so we could use this without letting them draw a card. And then we have Yorion here that we could blink it in case we need to blink it. Sure. Go ahead and exile this. Get rid of this Faceless Haven, possibly. Okay, goodbye. Heartless Act, eh? Grab a Triome. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna blink the Binding of the Gods here so I could grab another land with it. I have another Yorion in the discard pile that I can use, or I should say in the companion zone that I could use. So I'm just gonna do that. 1, 2, 3, and I have 3 mana. So we're gonna blink this and this. I'm just gonna hold up Heartless Act here. In case he draws, I mean, I don't know what he could really draw, but it doesn't hurt to be safe than it's better to be safe than sorry. So he's the blue-red Storm Twig deck or whatever it's called. Okay. So we got game 1. Art style. We got game 1. All right, so against this deck, Necromancy is definitely not good against him. I'm going to cut one of the Chariots. Koma is obviously really good against the deck. Wish I had another one in my sideboard here in this matchup. I think Eliminate and Heartless Act, they both do the same. Because I believe, see, like, there's no counters. No counters, no counters. So I'm going to cut the Eliminates. Leave the Heartless Acts. Then I'm going to bring in cards that are just good against the deck in general. So cards that are like maybe Duress. I could look at their hand, pick something out of it. Polukranos is not that great against this matchup. So maybe I cut that. Wait, where is it at? Did I already cut them? Oh, maybe I didn't have any in the main deck. All right, never mind. Test the talents. I think that's how we're going to do it, right? Stroke. I think Stroke is fine. Heartless Act, Wolf of Haven, Mystical Dispute, Nightmare, Baleful Extinction, Chariot, Binding, Quandrix, Elder, Yorion. All right, let's try that. The only thing is obviously if you have more of these, but like I said, this doesn't hit the storm guy. If I see an earlier creature, I'm not sure if he's running the 2-drop creature, the one where whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, it puts a counter on him. So I'm not 100% sure. So he took a mulligan. I guess I'll keep. I have 4 lands, Binding, Elder, Tested Talents. So it's not a bad hand. Not bad at all. But yeah, if he's running the 2-drop, where every time you cast an instant sorcery spell puts a 1/1 counter on him, then I should keep the eliminates in. But we didn't see that. I'm sure he does. Ooh, that's a good draw. I'm sure he does, but we'll find out. He may have gone into a more controlling route now, maybe. Rolling Vortex. Okay. Interesting. That's quite the card to bring in. Your opponent, it says, whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent. Okay. I guess it does 1 damage to me first, then before it does 1 damage to him. So technically he wins the race that way. So, all right. So I'm going to counter this just so I could see his hand. So he has Storm Twigs and Lofty Denials. Counter target spell unless controller pays 1 if you control a creature with flying. All right, so I want to see what's in his deck. So Goldspan, Prismarty, Dispute, Goldspan, Prismarty, Storm, Brazens, Rolling Vortexes, Test, Lofty, Mystical Disputes. So his counter spells are Lofty, Disputes, and Tested Talents. And then his win conditions are Storm and, like, yeah, pretty much flyers. Okay. All right. I just wanted to see his hand. So he drew a land. If we play this, he counters it. That's fine. We have another one anyways. And on top of that, we kind of want him to go ahead and counter one of... Actually, hold on. Counter target spell. Let's control. Yeah, okay. Let's put this on blue. And let's go ahead and play this. He's going to counter this, which is fine. Then we have another one. And on top of that, I just get to play Elder here. And if he doesn't have a counter spell here, so he's going to cast this, I guess. Grab a blue, and then we get to cast this. Yep. Yep. Let's see what you scry. So we get a free Elder to come into play now. Ooh, 2 to the top. 2 to the top. All right, so since we drew that, submit. So we can play this. Now we can just instantly block this guy. And then we have this for turn 7. We're going to do this on turn 4. Okay, so you kept... I guess you could play this for cheaper, I guess. Unless this is Brazen Borrower, or I'm sure... Well, it looks like he's highlighting my guy, so maybe it is. Like, unless this is Brazen Borrower, he can't get through my Elder. He's attacking. Okay. I was like, I would instantly block you. Instantly block you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. This guy has Vigilance as well. We're not going to play anything before combat, so it doesn't trigger prowess. We can't gain life technically because of this, right? So there's no point of doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. That's a good draw. But yeah, we don't want to play anything prior to combat because then he could trigger prowess. That may or may not matter. I'm not sure. But just to be safe, I'll just do that. Since I know what one of his 2 cards are, it's better to be safe than sorry. We'll go ahead and kill this Stormwig. Since this is going to kill him anyways, since he's less life than us now. This is going to backfire on him, come down the road since I'm 6 life above him now. Okay. Concede. All right, there we go. Nice. Play concede. Let's go do some Sultai control. It's not ultimatum, people. It's not ultimatum. It's a control deck. Ultimatum, no thank you. I do have the Ultimatum deck, and it's actually really good, but I mean, I know I hate playing against it on the ladder, so I'm assuming it's the same with everybody else, so that's why we're not playing it. I mean, it's good to rank up if that's what you're doing, is you want to rank up. It's definitely the deck you should be playing probably to rank up. Chosen Willie R. So he's revealing Laura's. This is most likely Rogues. So I guess I keep because I have an Eliminate. And I have this, I can exile my own graveyard, I guess. But we're playing against Rogue. We're definitely killing that guy instantly. I'm not letting him mill me yet. Because once he starts milling me, then the game gets out of hand. Especially when he has a Fable Passage. Alright, so we're going to play this because this comes in. This is going to come in tapped. So we're going to play that first. This we could put it on now blue, since we have the green with that. And then we could have Omen at end step. And I'm debating on my turn if I do the Chariot or Cultivator is the question. I might do the Cultivator because it ramps me, but I'm not 100% yet. Let's see what we hit off the top. Is he gonna try to counter this? Or is he gonna try to flash something in, I guess? I guess he got flash. No, he can't do that, right? All right, so Fable Passage, Extinction Event. I think I'm gonna bottom both. Okay, I drew another Extinction Event anyways, I guess. Heartless Act. Ooh, now I kind of wish I kept that land on top. All right. So we only have one card in the graveyard, so he's probably not countering anything we play. We have green, green, blue, blue. So I'm going to put this on blue. It comes down to the Chariot or Cultivator. I think we do Cultivator, to be honest. I should have probably... I could go grab green, actually. Never mind. But yeah, I think I'd do the Cultivator here. So take action. I'm going to go grab a green land here. Because I have 1, 2, 3 blue, and I have 1, 2 green. Do I need more than 3 or 2 green? Actually, I'm just going to grab blue. What am I talking about? I only need 2 green for both Elder and, yep. I only need 2 green for both Elder and Koma. So we have Heartless Act. We could deal with this. It's only 3 cards in the graveyard. We can even use this to exile our own graveyard. Sure, we mill more cards. Let's see if you're gonna mill more. Well, I guess Extinction Event comes in handy now, huh? All right. So he's holding up a counter spell here, but he can counter something of 5 cost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I drew a land, that would have been nice because I could have played this and hold up Heartless Act. If I play this, it gets countered. How much do I care about that? I do actually care about that a lot. All right, let's do this instead. Let's attack first and see what happens. I can add Yorion to my hand and hold up Heartless Act instead. Okay, that works. I guess we have to kill the Gildan Force for now. So that way we don't mill more cards. I could have also killed this instead, actually. Does he have a... There's a... Oh, because he could sack this. That's right. All right. Now we're kind of in trouble in a sense. Because now we're in the Drown the Lock range. We're just in a lot of stuff here. He has 3 cards. I mean, we have to start throwing out these cards. Otherwise, it's just going to counter everything we do. That kind of helps, but doesn't. All right, we're going to play this first. Let's see if he'll counter this. I'm hoping he doesn't realize how strong this card is. But the double Wind Robber is a problem. Come on. I hope he doesn't realize. The third effect is what we want from it. Alright, so he knows. He realizes. Alright, I'm just going to attack. He could block with Wind Robber and sack it. That's fine. I guess he knew about it. I need another land, though, so I can play multiple spells per turn. Currently, I can't play multiple spells per turn. So, let's see what we could do. If he goes Drown Log, we have Disdainful Stroke. I mean, we have to try to force him to do stuff, but... Ugh, another Disdainful Stroke. So he's hitting me for 3, 4, 5. I'm only hitting him for 3. I have to stop attacking, I guess. But if I do that also, it doesn't do anything. If I play Yorion, it probably gets countered. I need a single land so I could play this and hold up Stroke, or play this and hold up Stroke so you can't drown him. You can't into the story me. So what do I do here then? Dang, that Fable Passage that I scried to the bottom that one turn ended up biting me hard. Alright, I think this is the worst of the cards in my hand to cast, so I'm going to cast it. Actually, this might be worse, but I want to hold up a turn where I can try to do the two together. Interesting. So he has, that means he has what's it called in his hand. He has Into the Story in his hand. Interesting. So I guess we'll just blink these. That was weird, but okay. So take action. Let's grab the forest, I guess. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 7. Okay, sure. I technically need the land, so I'm gonna keep it. I've been asking for it, so that way I can do these of 1 mine. Ugh, that's disgusting. Got this more disgusting of another of 1 mine. Yeah, we're not. This is looking. We're not probably winning this one. I need Nightmare. I mean, I need a lot of cards, but okay. Well, I'll definitely take this trade. That I don't need. That I didn't need either. Juardi Disruption, huh? So, I mean, if I play Elder, it gets Drown in the Locked. But do I win by not playing Elder here? I mean, I could play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're just gonna play the Chariot, and then I'm gonna hold up Omen / Disdainful Stroke or something like that. I mean, this doesn't do anything because he could just sack the Wind Robbers. All right, you're up, opponent. Flash your 2/3 guy in. Oh no. All right, we can start getting more aggressive. That I don't care for. Evolving Wilds. We're milling more cards. Sure. I mean, we could get more aggressive now because of Chariot. So he's gonna, if he has a removal spell, then I mean that's fine. He uses the removal spell. It helps us out with the other cards then. I can't sack Omen here because it leaves me open. But that also might be what I'm looking for too. Actually, I'm just gonna do it just because I need to see what I need to draw. It leaves me open to Into the Story, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Do I need either one of these? Think not. We're at 7. Interesting. Is he like highlighting my graveyard? What's going on? Draw. It's actually an interesting card to draw, but And then I do have double black. Okay. So let's animate this. Force him to hopefully use a kill spell with this. We can start getting aggressive now. He's going to use Heartless Act here, I assume. So target this, create a copy. If he uses a kill spell here, I'll let that happen. Okay, he didn't. So I'm going to play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. What could I return back? Oh, I could return that back from the graveyard at end step, huh? That guy. So... Alright, we're just going to throw the Elder out. Force him to counter this. Yep. We'll go ahead and counter that. And since that could only counter into the story, we'll use that, because worst case scenario, I could use this as my land. Wait, I could do this again, I guess? Interesting. So we can't attack with Wind Robber because I have the Elder guy. It has reach. 2, 4, 6. Rune Crab, if he has a land, that's fine. I mean, we have 40 cards in the deck still, so we're still technically fine there. Oh, come on. Well, alright. I guess now we're definitely calling out Odd. That's disgusting. I mean, he gets to draw 2 cards. Okay, make that 3 cards. That was kind of ugly. But he's tapped out, I guess, so there's that. Alright, so... Odd, I guess. Make sure I tap the green mana here, because I don't need green. Black, blue... I would have loved to do that, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets to draw 3 cards here. Yep. The Lulu Mage was disgusting. Yep. Yep. But we get to hit him for 6, so odd. We get to hit him for 6 here. I'm gonna play this here, hit him for 6, create a copy of this. Then I mean, if he doesn't have like an extinction event or something like that, we have lethal just from our tokens. We have this to stop into the story, or even like an extinction event. And then we have a taxing his mana here with Jordy. I'm surprised they still run this. I mean, he has to have 3 kill spells to prevent this from animating. 1 to the top. And then on top of that, we could just go ahead and sack this, and then we can do that, and then tap it, so we can still do stuff. Okay, well, that's game. You're not gaining life. Alright, got game 1 against the Rogue Areno. I thought I made that. Okay, so we're cutting the strokes because it's only good against the, what's it called? The Into the Story. Necromancia does nothing here. Predation doesn't technically do anything here, so I'm going to cut that as well. Let me switch the views so that way it's better. Okay. So let's see what else are we possibly cutting here. I could cut one of the chariots because it's kind of slow. Koma is obviously amazing in this matchup. Right, what are we bringing in? Definitely Kling. Definitely Pelucranos. Let's see. Not Chariot. Not really Verdict. No. I think Eliminate we bring in for sure. Thinking we bring in some Duresses here. Could also bring in Test of Talents, because it counters Drown or Into the Story and then removes all the copies of it. That could be good. I guess I could cut one of the Binding of the Gods for the test of talents here. Let's see, how does that look? 2 Duress, Cling, Juardi's, Omens, Test. Yes, yes. This doesn't really help. I'm going to bring in another test of talents here. Mystical Dispute, Baleful Extinction, Chariot, Polukranos. Yeah, that looks good. 80 cards. I don't think I bring in any more Duresses. I think that looks solid. All right, let's run it. Chosen Willie R, huh? Bringing L Rogues to the ladder. Eee, what is this? 6-lander? No, thank you. 6-lander Koma? No, thank you. All right, I guess we bought him Yorion then. It's still not great, but I mean, wow, just hard casted it. Okay, so this is not looking good at all, like at all. There's probably no way I win this matchup. Or not this matchup, I mean this game. But we'll see. This is kind of a interesting hand. So decline, because I'm not playing a 2-mana spell anyway, so there's no reason to reveal an extra card out of my hand for no reason. Sure, so he's just going mill. Did he miss his land drop? Or is he just playing at main phase 2? Ooh, he misses, but I'm just drawing a bunch of lands. Alright, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I guess I'm grabbing Yorion. Guess we're playing Binding of the Gods. I guess we get that counter. That's fine-ish. No, that's not fine-ish. Interesting. He gets to sack that now. All right, which one am I killing is the question here. If I kill this, like an extinction event. So he's looking for a land. He didn't hit land. Wow, we have so many extinction events. Holy moly, we have a... Okay, so if I kill this, it reduces the power of all the other ones, though. So I think that's what we want to do. So Binding of the Gods. I'm going to kill the Thought Thief here. Because that's a guarantee mill whenever rogues attack. This is only when rogues actually get played. So... And then that also removes 2 power from the field. I mean, yeah, he gets to hit me for 3 here, but... Grab a Triome. Alright. So if I play this, he counters it. I guess that's fine-ish. I can play Extinction Event, but then that doesn't... I'm not using Binding of the Gods very effectively here. So let's see, blue. So I go put this on blue. I'm gonna play Yorion and let him counter this. Because then I can blink Binding. If I play Extinction Event, it just doesn't do anything with my Binding anyways, so... There's his land 3, okay. The triple Extinction Event's hilarious. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Okay. Extinction Event. Because I want to use this. I want this to be countered so I can use this. So, call out odd. Guess he didn't counter it. So, I guess you could counter this one then. Oh, wow. That was instant. So, what was the holdup in the first place then? If this one was instant and there was a pause on Extinction Event... What? I'm confused. I am confused. What's in his hand? Why do I keep drawing lands? Holy crap. He has 3 Rune Robbers. Alright. I guess interesting. Okay. So he has a didn't say please. That's why he didn't play the Wind Robbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That sucks. These guys are gonna kill me. I guess I take this, so you can't play anything this turn. So now you can play Wind Rubber and hold up counter magic. Yep. Oh my gosh, stop drawing lands. Stop drawing lands. Deck, you're doing it. You're doing it dirty to me. Doing it dirty. I want him to mill a card here, so I could, like, if he like mills Pelucranos or Cling to Dust, that's why I'm letting him have the Merfolk. Obviously, he could just sack it, but you know, nope, it's hard to sack. I'm gonna draw a land. Ooh, there we go. So if I use Extinction Event, all right, let's use Extinction Event and force him to sack these at least. Yep, sack him. Come on. I'm really hoping. Thank you for doing that. Oh, there's a Koma. I guess he can, but I mean, he can still sack him in response, but yep. Ooh, he didn't do it. I mean, he could just keep attacking me, I guess, for the win, but I could still hit. Maybe, nope, Pelucranos and Kling don't do anything now. What could I draw that would help here? Counter spell? I mean, that helps, I guess. We're gonna use this at his end or on his turn, so you could use a negate, and then we could use extinction. We're at 3, so we gotta be careful. I need to somehow make him use his counter spell. That negate, or I need to draw a counter spell. One of the two, because that negate is gonna get me. That, I guess, will draw out his counter spell. This also will draw out his counter spell. This is a tough one. This will draw out most likely the counter spell, but so will this. I mean, I guess I'm not winning with this anyways, so force him to counter this. Yep. And then I guess I have to extinction event. I mean, I know he might have a Drown Lock in his hand, but I could save. Okay, so he definitely has a Drown Lock in his hand then. He definitely has a Drown Lock. Well, I guess we get to see it now. Oh, no, no. Wait, is this 8 or 7? 8. Okay. I was like, hold on. Don't let it be didn't say please, though. If it's didn't say please, well, that sucks. Because then he mails and then he can sack the Wind Robbers. Test the talent. Sure. All right. Well, what are the odds? The last card in his hand is I can attack, I guess. Then it throws a creature in the graveyard. So we'll just do this. If this gets countered, then we're just dead, obviously. Okay, well, he just had the counters. All the counters. All right. So let's see. Are we changing anything? We could put these in and it helps against these guys, but he also has, actually that might not be bad. And we're on the play now, so that might not be bad. All right, so I'm going to cut the Chariot guy. I'm going to cut one more of the Binding and bring in 2 of these guys. Bring in a threat. I mean, he has Heartless Act, obviously, but he also brought in a bunch of counter spells like negates and stuff, test the talents, and he won't be able to counter this. And with that guy in play, all his creatures get -1/-1, so his creatures can't attack me. Except for his, what, 2/3 guy. Yeah. The 1/3 guy, the Soaring, is it Soaring Thought Thief? Yeah, Soaring Thought Thief. So let's see what happens. That was a very I can't believe it went. I mean, obviously he was missing lands, but we drew way too many lands there. So we're on the play. Kling's like one of the best cards against them, so we're gonna keep this. What do I grab with this is the question. So we're gonna put this on black. I don't know what I'm gonna grab with this yet, so I'm gonna play the black source first. I mean, obviously it kind of sucks with this guy because you can only use one, you know, but okay, we're gonna kill that. So we're gonna put this on blue. And I don't think it matters, so I'm just gonna kill it now. Get it out of here. We have Omen. If I could draw an untapped land, nope. Okay, so then we're just gonna pass and just play Omen, I guess. Looks like he's okay. There's his black. I was like, it looks like he's missing black, but there's his black. So I'm gonna grab green here. So that way I have all the colors. And then I'm gonna, if he counters this, let him counter this. He probably, oh, well, he didn't. Well, we do need lands. So I can't, wait, so green. I guess I get to draw them both, right? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm like, I get to draw them both. What am I doing? So let's just play the cultivator. I mean, wow, he brought in Essence Scatter. Okay. Alrighty, opponent. Essence Scatter. Okay. Sure. Sure. I think we don't grab Yorion here, actually. I can play Cling. Oh, I'm missing one. I'm missing black. So then maybe I do grab it. Actually, yeah, I do grab it. Since I'm missing a black source, I can't play both of them. And if he attacks here, I'm just going to kill it. Because I don't want him to be milling more cards off of me anyways, so... It also forces duress. I could try Test the Talents here and force his hand. Sure. Let's force his hand here. I also want to see his hand, so that's the other thing. Yep. Sure thing, buddy. So that makes it 5. He attacks, makes it 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He might have Adrenaline Lock now. Oh no, I needed that land. Do another Test the Talents. I think I just passed turn. I could cling my own graveyard. And I could hold up Test the Talents. Sure. And then if he doesn't do anything next turn, I can exile my whole graveyard away. And then since we drew Test the Talents, we have a counter spell here. If I threw Yorion out, he might have had a Adrenaline Lock. And then countering that and attacking me would feed it so that he can sack Wind Robber. There's the black. Alright, so Cling. We're going to target our own graveyard. Let us remove... I guess it doesn't really matter as long as we're trolling a card, right? Into the Story. Let's see if this could remove all copies of it. We got him? We got him. We got all his draw power gone. And that's why I love Test of Talents against the Merfolk. It could also hit Adrenaline Lock and remove all copies of those too. So negate, didn't say please, didn't say please. I'm just looking at all his counter spells here. And he has one mage. Okay. And so this is the last card in his hand. All right. Well, since we're playing Yorion, that's a good card to draw. That's a very nice card. All right, so I do need black. That, let's see. I might keep both of them, actually. Yeah, I might keep them both. Are you gonna sack this or something? He's gonna mill me. No, he's not gonna mill me. What am I? What? Awkward. Okay. I guess he didn't want it to be countered or something. I guess that's why. Sure. See that forcing that counter spell from the duress. Perfect. Perfect timing. We wanted him to counter that our counter on duress. All right, we don't need either one of these. That was good. Ooh, I'll keep them both. I'll keep both these good cards. I should have grabbed the Nightmare first over the Pelucanos because Pelucanos has Escape. But, yeah. I really should have got the Nightmare first. So if he doesn't sack Wind Robber here, I'm just going to use Cling on my own graveyard and then play Eliminate. So that way he can't... Alright, so we're going to put this on black. And he can't respond to Cling. So unfortunately, he can't do anything about that. Your graveyard. I'm going to remove, say, Fabled Passage. And we're going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now the Wind Robber here can't be sacked because it's a cost to escape. Once again, we need more black. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and actually hold on. If I do that, he gets to bring. What does he have in the graveyard? He has another Wind Robber. Okay. So yeah, let's just go ahead and kill off a creature. Do you have a counter spell here, or a kill spell? If I had more black, it would have been nice. But all right, we're gonna do this one because this one mills cards. I could just not attack at the moment. Yeah, no attacks. I think he has a Hardest Act. No, I guess he doesn't. No, I guess he doesn't. Yep. That guy's just gonna die. And then we're going to exile his graveyard. We could even cast Pelucanos instead. So we could just fight cards of one mind. We have Duress. I think we have this. Oh, that was a good draw. But we only have one black still. So let's go ahead and take that. Let's go ahead and Duress the last Drown on the Lock out of his hand. Get that out of here. I'm going to go ahead and... I think I'm just... No, I can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and eliminate this guy out of here. Just so he can't keep bringing things back. And I'm just going to pass turn. We only have 4 in the graveyard. I mean, he could cast this to make it 5/6, attack with this, make it 7/8, but then we could just block and kill one of his creatures at least. Yep, so that's what he's going to do. So he's going to cast this, mill 2, then he's going to attack with the Wind Robber here, and then mill, and then he's going to sack Wind Robber. Since that makes it enough cards. But then, like I said, I have Cling and Pelucanos, so... Oh, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. There's another black, finally. Okay, so that was his misplay. He could have attacked, and it's a trigger when you attack, and then he can sack it. Alright, let's remove... Duress? Yeah, let's remove Duress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to leave the Omens in play because I have this land. So I can actually, when Yorion dies, I can actually bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. let's just go ahead and cast the Polukranos. We don't need to attack. We have 1 card in our graveyard. I don't think we lose this game. Good game. There we go. Beat the rogue guy. All right. Hey, YouTube. Welcome to the Sideboard Guide. Before we get into it, I know if you look at the intro and look at the end result here, the deck is 1 card difference, I guess, right? Just the Polukranos. I've just found it after testing it several matches that you actually want this in the main deck, and especially against rogues, you definitely want this in the main deck so you can have some escape in the main deck. But Polukranos is really good at holding off both white and red, and it's also good against rogues. So it's good against 3 of the 4 top decks being played. So I actually wanted it in the main board rather than a sideboard, and what I cut was one of the chariots for the Polukranos. So that was the only change to the main deck from the beginning of the intro, and then after playing it several matches, we actually took it to top 400 with it as well, so that's pretty good. But yeah, so after playing it so much on the Mythic ladder, we definitely wanted the Polukranos in the main deck, not in the sideboard. But yeah, so this is a very solid deck. It's good against rogues, it's good against white, it's good against red for sure. Those 2 aggro decks really good because you have a bunch of removals here. You have Kalas, you have Elders, the Komas, and then you could blink with Yorions and whatnot. Then in the sideboard you have Shadow's Verdicts, you have another Eliminate, you have these Carvox, whatever. So it's very good against the white and the red deck. The rogue deck, like I said, I wanted this in the main deck rather than in the sideboard. I needed that. If I mean, I won most of my match ones against, or game ones against rogues, but it was definitely would have been a lot easier had this been in the main deck. So we swapped it out. We put it into the main deck rather than having it in the sideboard. So that's the only difference from the main deck and the sideboard, or it's just the main deck from the intro. And after playing several matches, the final result, this is what we want. So let's go ahead and get into the sideboard guide. I guess before we get into that, thanks everybody for supporting me. If you're new to the channel, I hope you subscribe by the end of this. But I appreciate everybody for supporting me, subscribing, watching my videos, and I mean, you guys make me able to do this, keep posting these videos and deck tags and all that. So thank you, I appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get into the sideboard guide. So the first deck that I'm gonna show you a sideboard guide to is going to be red decks. You're going to see red decks regardless of how you, I mean best of 3, you're gonna see it either at one point or another. It's the second most played deck. Obviously Sultai Ultimatum is the most played deck, but red deck is the second most played deck. And so the way I sideboard against red is I bring in 2 of the Karvik, whatever, the Spiteful. We bring in 2 of the Spitefuls. I bring in 2 Shadow's Verdict and 1 Eliminate. So I bring in this creature because it makes their creature smaller. It's a body. I bring in Shadow's Verdict because it kills almost every single creature, exiles every single creature except for Torbrand. And then Eliminate also kills almost every single creature but Torbrand. And what I take out is cards that are useless against him. So I take out 2 Strokes because it can only counter Torbrand or Embercleave. Necromancia is useless. They're an aggro deck, taking a turn off to call out, say, I mean, you could use it to call out Embercleave, and then it makes the game a little bit easier, obviously, but it's not worth it. And then 2 Mystical Disputes because they're not a blue deck, so this is a 3-mana counter spell. So that's what I take out. So I bring in the Spitefuls, 2 Shadow's Verdicts, 1 Eliminate, take out 2 Strokes, 1 Necromancia, and 2 Disputes. So that's what I do against the red decks. Now, on the other flip side is the white deck, and it's kind of the same thing. Actually, it's the exact same thing. You want to do the exact same thing. They're also an aggro deck. So once again, you bring in the Eliminate, the Spitefuls, the Shadow's Verdicts. You take out the Strokes, Disputes, and Necromancia. The Strokes are even worse here because they could only, I believe, counter Skyclave Maul or something, I believe. And then same with Mystical Dispute. They're running a bunch of 1-drops, 2-drops. Using a 3-mana to try to counter a 1-drop is not worth it. And Necromancia is also pretty useless against them. So red and white are pretty much similar. The parts where it changes really is like here. So Sultai Ultimatum. I mean, obviously we're a control deck already, But having access, we have a couple of counter spells here. We have Disdainful Strokes, Jordy Disruptions, Mystical Disputes. We can look at their hand with Nightmare and Predation. So we have and then also I'm main decking a Necromancia to call out their Emergent Ultimatum. This card has been very MVP against the Ultimatum decks because they'll tap out on turn 3 or whatever, play Cultivate, and then I'm like, okay, Necromancia, or cast Necromancia on turn 6 when I could protect it with a Mystical Dispute or something like that. Get rid of their Emergent Ultimatum before they can cast it. It's been very key. And let's say they've casted one or something, and then you can use this to call out another piece of the ultimatum. You call out Alrund's Epiphany, Vorinclex, Onyx, Tibble, whatever the case may be. But this card's been very good, and that's why we have another one in the sideboard. So what I bring in against Sultai Ultimatum is I bring in 3 Duresses, 2 Negates, 2 Test of Talents, and 1 Necromancia. The Duress is obviously so you could pick off their early cards, either Cultivate so they can't ramp, Emergent Ultimatum so they can't use their combo, Alrund's Epiphanies, Onyxes, whatever. Duress is great against them. They're a control deck also after sideboard, and so they're going to be very slow. They're not going to be doing nothing against you, so Duress is great. Negate and Tested Talents, especially Tested Talents, because if you use Tested Talents on Emergent Ultimatum, it not only exiles it, but it takes all copies out of their deck, hand, and graveyard, so they can no longer do that. But it's the same concept. Negate and Tested Talent is to counter those key cards again, Emergent Ultimatums and Onyxes and whatever, Obviously, Tested Talent can't counter Onyx because it says instant and sorcery, but you really want it for the instant sorcery. Negate is more for like the Onyx, or say they try to do a Tibble on the Planeswalker side. So, but those two we clearly bring in, and then Necromancia once again, so we call out Emergent Ultimatum. And then when you take out against them, it's just like removal spell, because they're gonna bring in, say, a Koma from the sideboard or something, but you have Koma also. And so you also have Elder that can combat in a sense. You have Binding Gods to force it to tap down so it can make it indestructible at the time. You have Polukranos to fight it. So you have other ways to combat Koma. You're gonna have, so what I take out is 3 Eliminates because it doesn't kill anything or touch anything from their deck. I take out 3 Extinction Events, and I take out 2 Heartless Acts. So I keep in 2 Heartless Acts because I can then, on either their upkeep before Koma creates a serpent, or at their end step, kill Koma before it can become indestructible. So yes, while they have a serpent, he can protect himself and make him indestructible. They're usually going to tap out and cast it because it's uncounterable. So at the end step, you just kill it with Heartless Act, or at the upkeep, put a stop and kill it with its effect on the stack. So before the serpent comes in play, you can kill it. So keep 2 Heartless Acts in for that reason. Obviously, they're going to bring in Koma at a sideboard, so you can even use Necromancia to call out Koma if you want. So, but yeah, we bring in cards to disrupt their hand, cards to counter their key cards, and then cards to remove key cards. So Duress, Negate, Test of Talents, and Necromancia, and then we just remove a bunch of removal that's dead against them. The other deck you're going to most likely see, and I guarantee you're most likely going to see it, is Rogues. I think it's the number 3 deck, I believe. I think it's Sultai Ultimatum, then Red, then Rogues, then Mono White. So Rogues you're going to see, and what I bring in against Rogues is I bring in 1 Cling, 2 Duresses. So Cling, obviously, because of the escape mechanic, that's what you want. They're going to be milling you, so you want the escape mechanic. Duress, you could pick off their Drawn the Locks, their Into the Stories, see their hands to see if you can resolve a spell. The Eliminate to kill off their creatures, obviously. The Tested Talents here is the same concept. You want it for, if you counter 1 Drawn the Lock, you remove all copies. You counter 1 Into the Story, you remove all copies. So that's a good card against them. I bring in the Karvek, the Spiteful, because it kills, what is it? The 1-drop, the blue guy, Robber the Rich. It kills Robber the Rich because it gets -1/-1 to all their creatures, all other creatures, whatever. And then it could possibly kill, what's it called? The black one, Thought Thief, I believe it is. So it could possibly kill that too if your graveyard doesn't have 7 or more or 8 more cards, so it doesn't become a 3/2. It'll be a 1/1, it'll die. So we bring that in. And then 1 Negate, because you don't want to have too many counter spells. Everybody's going to have, Disputes, Jwardies, the rest is, you know, all this other stuff. So I don't want to bring in too many counters, because if I bring in too much, then they can just easily just win with the creatures they have in play. But I take out a Stroke because it can only counter into the story. I take out 2 Wolf of Willow Havens because I don't really need to be ramping against them. If I'm taking a turn off to ramp against them, they're probably going to cast the creature and then mill me and then put a threat on the board and then protect it. I cut Necromancia. It doesn't do much here. Yes, you can call out Drawing the Log. You can call out Into the Story, but 3 mana, not worth it. 1 Predation because all their cards are mana 3 costs or less, except for Into the Story. 2 Binding Gods and Chariot because they're 4 mana plays that might not do anything or impact the board that much. So we take those out. But yeah, we curve down. We bring in, you know, look, we're bringing in 3 1 cost and then 4 2 cost and then a 4 drop. And we're taking out cards like 4 4, 3 3, 2 2s. So that's what we do against rogues. But yeah, so far the deck's been pretty good. This is the final version that I after tweaking it, playing all the matches, and like I said, we're in the top 400. We should be safe. The season ends tomorrow, so this is clearly will be safe, and it's a very solid deck. It's good against, you know, at least 3 of the top decks, if not. And then I think against the Sultai Ultimatum deck, it has like a 50-50 shot. Obviously, they have a 50-50 shot against us too, but after sideboards, it gets much better. And this card, like I said, you're going to get access to another one. You're going to have more counter spells. So game 1's 50-50 because we play so much removal. But I think game 2 and game 3, it's probably heavily favored for us. So, but yeah, this is the deck. It's doing very well. Like I said, guys, to the top 400. So give it a try if you have the cards. If you don't want to play an ultimatum deck, you want to play a red deck or something, white deck, give this deck a try. It's very fun. It's nice. It's good. And I mean, it's very rare and mythic intensive. So if you have the cards, play it. If you don't, you know, well, unfortunate, but you know, give it a try if you have it. Check the description of the video. It has a deck list. It has the portable deck list. If you try this deck out, or if you have any improvements or you have any suggestions, please drop some comments down below. I would love to hear it. You know, I love to improve the deck if I can. So drop some comments down below in the video. And also, if you have like, if you want to build this deck and you don't have some of the rares or mythic wild cards, drop a comment down in the video and maybe I can alter the deck a little bit, you know, so that way you don't have to, you can, you know, play the cheaper version of it and you won't have to, you know, go ahead and build a more expensive version. I can easily bring this cheaper down, you know. I could change up some of these rares and mythics to make it cheaper. Just drop a comment down below and see if that's something you need, and I can go ahead and work around it. You know, like I said, originally I was running like 4 or 5, you know, not 5, but I was running 4 Fable Passage, but I didn't need 4 of them. I cut it down to 3. You know, I can easily change the snarls for temples. So yeah, I mean, I can easily change it, bring it down. Obviously, it's not going to be as strong as with all the mythics and rares, but it should still be strong enough to at least get you in at a platinum or get you into diamond or something like that. So, but yeah, drop some comments down below if you enjoy this video, the deck, the sideboard guide. Hopefully I'll see you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.